Alrighty everybody, it's the next day. We're returning to the part 2 video. We've got a Chevrolet Cruze here, 1.4 liter turbocharged engine, and we're looking at the aftermath of an oil seal blowout. Take a look at this. There's our crankshaft pulley, and our oil seal has blown out of that, and it fired all the engine oil out of this like a cannon and covered up everything under the vehicle, under the chassis, all down the back of it. Refer to the part 1 video if you guys need a refresher or need to finish it or missed the part 1. I'm going to leave a link to it up here right hand corner right now, down in the description, and the pinned comment in the comment section down here will have the link to go back in time to the evaluation and teardown video of the destruction of what happened here. This turbocharger tried to kill itself. Quick refresher, what happened on this car is a check valve failed in the manifold, and because of the failure of that check valve in this intake manifold, it allowed boost pressure to accumulate in the crankcase. So effectively the turbocharger pressurized the crankcase and then blew the seal out of it. Now I've got concern that the rear crankshaft seal may have also been pushed out. The problem is that crankshaft seal is sandwiched in between the engine and transmission, so we will not know until I get this thing back together and the engine is running again. That's the only way to tell. So what we have to do here is replace the crank seal, because that thing folded over inside out on itself, and we have to replace this harmonic balancer, because when I took it off we found this damage right here, a bunch of rubber sticking out of it. So we've got to replace the balancer, crank seal, and of course we have to replace the intake manifold up there for the failed check valve. And that's what we're going to continue working on today in this video. So stay tuned. This is going to be a very good part 2 engine saving recovery type of video. Okay, so I'm still waiting on this crank pulley to show up. We have a new seal right here for the front crank area, and right in here I'm going to go in with some towels and wipe out all this debris. Bunch of dirt and nonsense. We can't have dirt and nonsense on our sealing surfaces. That's never good. Clean all that stuff out a little bit. Make it nice and shiny. We like nice and shiny. What we don't like is vehicle killing engine oil all over the chassis. We got to get this cleaned up some more. Give that a good wipe. There we go. And I think we're good. Okay, something I want to show you. I stuck a bunch of grease in there. Let me find something to point with. So if you guys look down that hole, you see this little hex thing at the end of my screwdriver? See that little guy right there moving around? That is the drive for the oil pump, okay? Now, you see how it wants to fall down. It's just a gear inside of a gear, okay, like a planetary. It wants to keep falling down, so I stuck some grease in there to give it some friction to hold it up, because we've got to get that drive area on the oil pump to spline onto or to slip into the flats on this crank pulley over here. So because that thing keeps falling down due to the presence of actual gravity, what we have to do is grease it, kind of push it up into position there. It'll hold for long enough, hopefully, where I can get it to line up to put in the crank pulley. That's what the grease was for, just to kind of give a little bit of extra friction and some stickiness to make that piece kind of stay stationary. So what we can do now is get the new seal installed, and then we'll get our crank pulley installed. I keep saying that. Okie doke. So got the new seal here. You see it comes with this little white cone business. I'm not certain if I need this cone. I don't think we need it. Some of these seals will have this installation cone. That way the seal can open up and slide over whatever it's supposed to be sealing, but this doesn't appear to be applicable. And if we drive this on with this cone in position, I don't know if you can see on cam, it's larger here than here, so we won't be able to get the thing to come through. I'm going to make an executive decision here and pop that thing out. I don't believe we need it, because our seals, that looks pretty good. It's just gonna go right in position there. Some taparoo action, make it flush. You know, as easy as that went in, I'm actually surprised are not surprised that it blew out. That just kind of fell right into position there. See that? All right, so now this is where the grease comes into play. You stay right there. Don't fall. There we go, locked in, and look, we're clocked the same way as we were before. So, we'll take our crank bolt, BLOWOUT words, get that thing started, and I believe we're going to need to figure out how to lock this cam or crank into place. Probably just put a screwdriver in there, and then hold it against something, maybe the top of the oil pan, like so. Yeah, that'll work. So as we turn this, it's going to want to turn the crank. This is going to lock in on that little keyhole thing, and then click, click, we can torque it. Okay, doke. So we'll take our E-torques, run that thing down. This thing gets, I believe, 111 foot-pounds of torque. So I've got the old clicky wrench right here. Put that down here. Starting to get some flexing action here. I gotta hold the crank stationary, like I said. Oh man, I may need a helpy helper. Yeah, we're gonna have to use multiple people here, I think. I need Dave. Hey Dave, can I borrow you, sir? I need assistance. Here, hang on here. Let's back this up. This is gonna go here. I need a bigger tool for my purposes. That should stay, I think. Dave's gonna drive the torque wrench from under the car. Turn it some for me, Dave. You have limited range. You're gonna turn it until it locks in with my pry bar. Keep going. Go, go, go. Keep going. There it is. Try it, keep going. All right, reset, try again. Yep, push it. Still isn't locking in. Shnikes. Try over here. Keep going. Turn it a bunch. Just rotate. Yep. There, you're good. You're good there.
Go for it.
Yep, go for it. Push till it clicks. Do it again. Whoops, slippage. Let me see here. Rotate the crank. Give me some turns. Stop. Do it again. There you go. Hang on. All right. Reset. Give me some torque. Keep going. Yep. There it is. All right. Beautiful. Cool beans. Come on out. Thank you, sir. Two-man operation. Thanks, Dave. Much appreciated, my friend. Okay, now we're clicked on. We're torqued. Good to go. We need to go to the top side. I've got to support the engine, pull this engine mount out because the belt wraps around the mount, I think. So we got to pull the mount out next, get the belt situated, put that on. I think I'll spray down some degreaser in here while we have access. That way, while I'm on the top side, the degreaser can go to work, get rid of some more of that oil. Then after that, we'll get to the intake manifold. Alrighty, so up on the top side here, we see how the belt is looping around this engine mount. What we're gonna do is take this bolt loose, and the engine mount is going to separate. The engine's going to fall farther down, but we've got a bit of a problem. We need to make the engine not fall all the way down. Now, normally I would just come down here with a floor jack and just put a block of wood and a floor jack under the oil pan just to support it, but I kind of can't because there is this jack in the way. So we're gonna use my wood to hold up the engine. It's very sturdy wood, quite rigid, and it should bear the weight of this engine block no problem. So what we'll do is we'll take the wood here, stick it on top of this frame rail. See, we've got a very small amount of space going right here. See that? So that's exactly how much space we need to get some light, to get the the belt out of the motor mount. So we'll put that piece of wood there. As we take these bolts out, what's going to happen is the engine's going to drop down. It's going to contact the block of wood, sit on that harmonic balancer there, which will support the weight without issue, and then we can release this and then fish the belt out. And that is my plan of action. So let us begin the unclickages. These are silent unclicks, no tinka-tinks. There we go. Let's get some power tools out, speed up this process right here. Ding, electron ratchet. That'll speed up our process here. See it fall down some? Good. Contact. You'd miss. So, pull these guys, gravity, pull these guys out. And then slide that belt through. And now we just need to untangle it from whatever it's stuck on, which I think it's the tensioner down there. Yeah, it's wedged in there pretty good. Come out. Ah, it's all nasty. I'm gonna just cut it off. I don't need to fish this thing out. It's all squishy and swollen. So back up top, I've realized that, now you can see, the belt is sandwiched pretty tightly in between the engine mount here and the tensioner pulley. So I'm actually gonna have to take this whole lower section of the mount out of the vehicle. So let's snap those front bolts out. I think there's just 3 of them in there. Silly GM thinks it's a Toyota. Look, bolts don't come out. Probably because the engine is sitting lower than it's supposed to, or I need to lower it down to get clearance. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that was the same way. It runs into the other section of the engine mount. Okay. Oh, even that thing's covered in oil. Gross. All right, so one more bolt down at the bottom. That one. Yeah, that one right there. Let's see if I can't get to it. No. That was ineffective. Giving it the reach around treatment here. I was trying to neutral drop that on there, but it didn't work. There we go. Okay. Why is this just not happening? What's going on here? All that for an engine mount. What is this? Now putting that back on is going to be fun, but okay. Well, that's out of the way now. That was tangling me up like a lot. So I'm just going to have to fish that belt around this mount with the mount in here. I don't want to take it all the way out. Yeah, kiddo. Hang on, dad things. Be right back. So, due to the awkward and cumbersome nature of this design right here, I've gone ahead and stuck the belt on and routed it in position mostly. I have to get the engine off of my block of wood down here to get the bottom of the bolt, or the belt around the unit. So what we did is I ran the belt and routed it over the tensioner like it's supposed to be. Then I put the mount back in position Flashlight gravity at its finest. I put the mount back in position here with the belt properly routed. I'm gonna tighten this down. Clicks. Then we'll pull the engine back up into position with the other motor mount bolts and then finish routing the belt. Put that in there, put this up here, get it on the ground, drop it. Actual torques. Put that on there. I know it kind of just got tight, but I still have to give it my click. There we go. So now we will go back up top, put the 3 bolts here in the top of the mount, draw the engine back up. It's a little offset, see that? That's okay. I'll work with it. It's probably very easy to cross thread this in such a situation. Not today, threads. Not today. Okay, that's 2. And I think number 3 is threading in. Maybe. Okay. We'll get an extension and we'll run those bolts up. Oh, the wrong way. Great. Are we lifting? We are lifting. Excellent. Violent. Must be a fresh battery. Okay, so let's go back down, finish getting the belt under the crank. We'll get our very awkward tensioner socket setup thing redone again, and we'll put the belt on. So the ratchet is back on the tensioner. You guys remember that debacle or whatever with that tensioner bolt on the first video. So what I've got to do, I'm going to crawl down over here on the floor to the right. What I'm going to do is push on this ratchet, untensioning the tensioner. I'm going to reach up through that hole over there and grab that belt and then guide it over the AC compressor. That seems to be the correct method to do this. Laying down on the job again. Bunch of lazy mechanics laying around. Stuff in my face. And I believe we're there. Got it. Good to go. Dirt in my mouth. Blah. That's nasty. Okay, let's do a quick rib check and make sure that we're all in alignment. So it looks like alternator's good, crank's good, AC compressor is good. From the top side, compressor is good, water pump's good. That's not good. There, now it's good. That would have tore that belt a new one if I started it up. Okay, we're all set here, and of course my own signature, a little touch. The letters are facing forward. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so the damaged part is now complete. Now we need to dig this intake manifold out and replace the manifold. I've got a replacement over yonder. It was a Dorman for the win situation on that one. Dorman Auto Parts, they have they claim to have fixed the faulty bypass valve design thing with an updated type of redesign, I guess. So what we need to do now is get rid of the plumbing, the connectors, PCV, electronics, and then unbolt this manifold from the unit. Here, let's take a look in the box. Got some instructions. Got a manifold and some fasteners and some O-rings. So we can't see. I believe the fix for this is they relocated where that check valve diaphragm thing is inside of here. Whereas the originals, it's supposed to be visible from right in here, right around that area. They have moved it farther back inside, and if you look, see that orange thing? That's the back side of the check valve. It's just a flapper valve. So if there's pressure on this side, the pressure is able to go through it. If there's pressure on the other side, then that pressure cannot come through to this side, and this is going to connect to the cylinder head right around here to accept crankcase vent gases. That's supposed to be the purpose. PCV gases go in here from inside of the cylinder head through the PCV system. It then comes out through our vent right here and then just runs back through the vent line and into the turbo inlet. So when the engine's under a no boost, or when it's under a boosted situation, that guy's supposed to close and not allow boost pressure to backfeed through the system, causing a doom loop of runaway air pressure inside of the vehicle, inside of the engine rather. And that's what had occurred, is the check valve in the other one had failed. Boost pressure bled by into the vacuum side, was running through this pipe, over pressurizing the crankcase, and that's what blew the seals out. Okay, so up top here, we're gonna pull away the evap purge valve lines. These lines run back to the tank to recover gasoline vapors from the tank. So we take this guy apart here, pop it off the little nipple business over here without breaking it. Look, I need to turn this to make it come free, but I can't turn it because it's clicked onto this little bracket here, and there's not enough material to pull it away. That's fun. And these plastics get brittle. Can you see? There's my noggin in the way. I think you're good. I don't want my noggin interrupting your viewing pleasure, because that makes me not good at my job. Not being able to take this connector off also makes me not good at my job. Can't like that. I like being good at my job. Not good at my job. Yay! Got it. Wiggle that guy off. The rubber grommet thing stayed, so I need that back. Put that back in there. It's a vibration dampening piece of rubber. Put that back. Very good. So that's disconnected, that's disconnected. Pull this harness back a little bit. Let's see, we've got a map sensor, manifold absolute pressure map. No, it does not get its own special flag. Oh, canceled. Okay, I need a Torx 25 to pull the sensor out. We've got to, looks like I've got to pull the fuel rail out of it too. The fuel rail is bolted onto the manifold. That's nice. Let's pull this business back. Yes, fuel injectors and the rail comes out. There's a 10mm nut right here. That's a grounding wire. it goes down to one of the bolts in the cylinder head just to give a ground source to the fuel rail. I guess that's a safety measure. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, 5, 6 bolts holds this thing on. Yeah, this is gonna come off no problem. So here, let's recover our map sensor here. You know, this map sensor design has remained unchanged for a very long time. Remember the old Buicks, early 2000s had almost identical pressure sensors. Fun fact. Anyway, let's pull the bolts out of the fuel rail area here. These guys to come off. Okay. This rail, it's going to bring the injectors out with it, which is fine. So I'm going to try to not even disconnect them. Just pull this thing up. Give it a tug. Hope the O-rings come out with the injectors. Some wiggle. Half of them are out. Looks like this number 3 injector here doesn't want to play. What is problem with injector removal? That one's out. Number 2's out. They're all wiggly. Oh, I'm dumb. That stupid ground wire. I was yanking on that ground wire. It's right there. Look. I said something about it and I completely forgot to disconnect it. For a 10mm. There we go. See how hard that was, Ray? You just had to remember the thing that you told yourself to not forget. Come on, threads. Don't make me get the air tools out. I'll do it. Okay, so pop injectors come not out. I don't have what's holding me up now. Not the wire, the fuel line. I just don't have it. No, that's not it either. Maybe it is. Look, another oversight. This thing, it's clipping on, so let us unclippage it. Got a twist and a pop and a pop and a twist, and then we're gonna gouge up the Plastec. There we go. Never worked so hard to not get anywhere. Okay, well now I guess I am taking these injectors off. I'm gonna have to. I just don't have enough wiggle room between components to do this comfortably. Skip that one. And then come right back to it. There. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we'll take this thing right here, set that aside. All the O-rings are still there. This is good. Here we are. More Torx bits, 2, 4, 5, and 6. I've disconnected the intake boot already from the throttle body. So I need, looks like a T10. All right, another E-Torx. We've got the E10 in action. I see more electrical connectors down there. There's something else that's going to be hanging on to this steel here. Do 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 do. That's the time clock. Oh, hey, you guys. I was seeing in some comments the other day, folks were asking how my endeavor was going regarding seeking additional shop space or another building, and it's still going. We are continuing the negotiation processes because real estate deals they take a while. If I get it, it's actually going to be really awesome because the building that I'm looking at, I used to work there back in 2018 and it is now vacant. It was one of those, no, Ray, we're not doing this the way you want. Your name's not on the sign. And now there is no longer a sign there. So I may be able to put my name on the sign after all. I find that to be quite poetic. Here's what's hanging on to us. We've got another little valving type of deal here. How's this thing? Hold on. Okay. Looks like boost pressure sensor. Or maybe a differential pressure sensor. We've got two vacuum lines, one on here and one here. And I know that the PCV system thing is a little check valve thing that's located around here somewhere. This might be a pressure differential sensor. How do I get it out? Two little tabs, it looks like. Some glove tearing tabs. 3 tabs, that's fun. How do I push all 3 tabs at once? I've only got 1 finger. Could cut them off, they're part of the old manifold. So one-time installed tool only. They're part. This is not service friendly. That's silly. It must be a German engine. Yeah, this thing has Bosch parts all over it. This has got to be a German motor. There we go. I'll put this thing back. I think it went like this. Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut those little tabs off. We're fiddle farting away with it and wasting time. Ping. Oh, you know, when you're cutting stuff off like that, especially with like flush cut pliers, close your eyes the moment the cut is being made, even if you're wearing safety glasses. Those little plastic pieces fly off with incredible velocity, and because they're so lightweight, if they hit you in the face, they can actually bounce off your face under your glasses and then hit you in the eye anyway. So best to just close your eyes when firing things. This hose is not going to come out without tearing. You can't twist it. There's vacuum in there. That was weird. Maybe this is the vacuum reservoir. Anyway, manifold's coming out. Let's bring it over to the box with the other one and we'll transfer some parts over. Real quick like here. Oh. So let's go in a little closer and confirm our failure here. So if we look down in there, do you see those, the little hole at the bottom of that thing? Do you see all the holes surrounding the little hole? That little hole is what is supposed to contain that little orange piece that we saw from the boroscope footage on the first video. You can see over here in this unit, there's the orange piece, right? Now, I think what they've done is just offset that little orange piece a little bit. I know there's a redesign, but I'm not sure how different it is. But apparently this manifold fixes this problem that this manifold seems to have. And I'm not sure what the difference is internally, but there is a difference. But if you see, looking way down in there, air can only go that direction through this manifold. So when this thing is under boost, we cannot get air coming back through here. And if it goes back through there, which is what it was doing, it then gets pumped back into the cylinder head. Let me show you. Through that hole right there, which is then going to turn upwards and vent into the bottom of the valve cover. So because that check valve fell out, again, all the boost pressure that this engine ever made, the crankcase also experienced that same amount of boost pressure through that failed little check valve bypass thing. So let's transfer some parts over, throttle body, we'll clean that thing up a little bit, transfer it over, get all the stuff plugged into it and bolt this unit back on. Then we can fire it up, put some oil back in it, because it's still about a quart low, and then we'll run it up to boost and check it for leaks. So this new manifold looks like it's going to check out. I would like to clean all this nasty off of this one, then we're going to transfer parts over, bolts back in. Time for cleaning. Hose it down. Make it nice and shiny. Very good. Okay, so let's give her a flip one more time. We'll unbolt this thing, swap it over. Come here. It's nasty on the inside too. Yeah, that power foam stuff I was using, it's supposed to be for cleaning this type of business out. That's its primary purpose. But it's way better as an engine degreaser. I mean, it works great on throttle bodies too. But I prefer it for its degreasing properties. Good price too on the stuff. Don't do that. Wait a minute. What? There we go. It goes like that. I'm like, wait. What have I done here? I'm flippy floppy discombobulated backwards. I don't want that. All right. Very good. Time to install. Let's go. Made in USA. Says so right there. I'm cool with that. I like domestic production. This guy
Stick that down like so. We need to do the flip over thing to get our sensory units reinstalled here. Man, look. I cut off that bracket thing. I was supposed to transfer that over and I cut the tabs off to get the thing to come out. Come on. Oh, that sucks. I actually retract that statement that I just made. I went ahead and looked, and there's hardware in here to actually just secure this thing to this manifold. So it's just a different type of design. So I did not cause damage that I cannot mitigate, because there's no problem. I thought there was, but I thought wrong. So anyways, I shall need to kind of flip this thing. Where'd my electrical connector go? This one. Okay, that's plugged back in. The harness goes in that hole there. Let's get the screw on there, and then I need to go and wipe down that head surface. Yepper, one of these things. That's the fastener. So what we do is get that guy in. It's just gonna kind of cut new threads in the plastic. That's the purpose of it there. A little bit different than the original way, but I'll take it. There we go. That's not going anywheres. Let me just wipe this down one more time. I got ahead of myself and forgot to do it. Just get rid of some of that schmoo that's in there. I know you guys can't really see that well, sorry. I can't see very well either. We're all in this together. Okay, all the dirts are gone. Let's fit this in position. What's in the way? Nothing is in the way, I don't think. No, we're good. Okay, so let's throw some bolts in. So I had to go to the old manifold and recover these little rubber spacer businesses right here. Those are designed to take up the space in the bolt holes inside of the manifold here. So without those, what'll happen is the play between the bolt and the actual component would allow the manifold to move off center, so I had to put those things in there so it's aligned properly. That was an easy thing to forget and overlook, and I'm glad I caught it. The rubber stuff stayed in the old manifold. That was the issue. I didn't notice them when they came out. There we go. That's 5 of them. And I won't forget that ground cable again. It does go right where my hand is though. But I'll get it. Last bolt right here. Very nice. Going back for the ground cable. Okay. Click. All right, beautiful. This is good. Let's throw the map sensor on it while we're standing here. We're going to reuse the original fastener right there. It's a T15, I believe. It might be a T20, but the 15's digging in, no problem. So we're good with that. Click. All that stuff's looking good there. This goes in right here. That's gonna go over there. We'll do it later. Let's put some new O-rings on the injectors. Let's clean off this garbage right here. What's up there, darling? Lauren's here.
I'm ready.
Oh, you're making the sound. What is it?
I'm ready to go.
You ready to go? What time is it?
3:30.
Oh, okay. Well, we will go when it's time. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Pop those off. One more hit with some spray. Running out of spray. I'll live. Very nice. 4 new O-rings. Staging. Make sure they're the same. A little thicker looking, I think. Now, normally you'd never install O-rings with a screwdriver. Because if you pry on the O-ring with a screwdriver, you'll damage it. But in this particular situation, a prying device of some sort is somewhat required. Gravity. There, ungravity. There. Really? It's like an intense part and the camera's falling over. I wanted you guys to see this. Now my mojo's been messed up. Come on! I've lost my mojo. Here, let's try again. Get under there. There. No O-rings were damaged in the making of this video so far. We got 2 down. I'd hate to damage one because then I'll have to put the old one back in and that'll really set you guys off. I'm not prying, I'm just pushing. There's a difference. Now, that was not the difference. Here we go. Got it. That one's on there. Last one. And no, lube at this stage would not be great because it'll be so lubricated I won't be able to get a grip on the rubber. So no, I shall not install lubrication right now. I'll do that later. There. And now it is later. There's some. There's some. There we go. Okay, so take this thing, give it a flip-flop, and drop it down in position there. Fell in the holes. Push it down. This is why we needed lube. So all 4 of those rings have to be pushed in simultaneously. There's the ground strap that I don't want to forget. mini click. It's like a nano click. 2 new hold down bolts. These also are going to cut themselves threads into the plastic on the manifold. Get down there. There, started, good. Stops. No torque. Turn it till it stops. Which I realize that there is torque delivered, but we don't need to add more torques to it. So the manifold's on. Injectors are being plugged in as we speak right now. That last one in there. Put the harness down where it goes in that little clip. That one there, this one here. That's nice. This guy goes here. Home stretch time. That's the way. I like it. And I'm missing one electron connector. I think this is it right here. Yep, brought that down. 2 connectors. One for the map sensor, and then the other down and around and through like tying your shoe. Right there for the purge solenoid. Yo, yeah, she's back together. Here, let's get our plumbing back on. We're gonna fire this thing up. I got a feeling since we installed the seal, it's gonna hold oil. Crazy concept. The only thing I'm not certain about, like I said earlier, is the rear main, which may or may not be destroyed. We're gonna have to find out. And I have to take this connector right back off because I love my job so much, I'll do it twice. I can't really, yeah, maybe I can reach that. No, I really can't. I'm not talking to you guys, I was talking to myself. I'm trying to get an angle on this clamp. There we go. Well, actually, since I was recording, maybe I was talking to you. I don't know what I'm talking about, don't listen to me. I was thinking about my new building potential and moving day. Ugh, moving day. Okay, all this is in. We're there, we're connected. We throw some oil in it. 1 more quart and then we can fire it up. Okay, moment of truth time. Let's do some recap real quick. Like, manifold's on, accessories are plugged in, tubes on there, the belt's on, motor mount is tight. Ooh, I need to get my ratchet off of the tensioner. I left that on there. See, this is why it's always a very good idea to recap your job, because we are human creatures and we forget things. This is never good. Remember, I had to hammer that socket on. This is not a sacrificial socket. I will be getting it back. Told you so. Okay, so the belt's on. Everything's on, right? This part makes me nervous. I don't like restarts after catastrophic failures. They make me nervous because it's either we did good or well, or the alternative is all this effort was wasted. So let's hit our key. Beginning engine starting sequence now. Okay. No sounds. Put the oil cap on the right way. right, well, so far so good. The real test is going to be time with some boost pressure, but we saw the point of failure right there on that manifold, so I'm still confident, but we do need to drive it, get it under boost. It needs cleaned up some more, so we're gonna throw a couple more cans of my Amsoil throttle body cleaner in here, finish rinsing off all the oil from like the bottom side. We'll take it out, hose it down again, and when we're done, it's all gonna look this clean. I gotta get the fender well back in, wheels back on, clean up my mess and all that good stuff, but this is I think this is gonna be a victory. We saved the engine. No metal in the bearings, no bottom end noises, no top end noises. I'm not hearing that weirdo vacuum leak from down there, so that's gone. I hear air moving, but I think it's going through our check valve area there. So it appears everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm cool with this. And the engine's running well. It was like horribly misfiring earlier. Again, check last video for conditions of the engine. Actually, I'll just stick in some footage right now. Cover that up. Yeah, even when I had this covered last time, we were misfiring and running lean because it was pulling PCV gases back through the system. So it's not running poorly, whether that's connected or disconnected, which is grand. It's nice and smooth and quiet. I'm happy with this. I think we have a winner. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. Like I said, I got some more work to do, but we don't need to see all that. The proof's in the pudding. I think we're good. No leaking, no knocking. We just have to do a little bit of cleaning and we're good to go. So, as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this save and repair in the comment section down below. Don't forget to engage that like and subscribe video. Don't forget to engage that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later in a video, in a day, in a Chevrolet, in a transmission.